Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned tonight. I'm gonna give you guys some instructions in regards to something I think a lot of people struggle with, and that's how to be disciplined with money. Again, tonight's show we're discussing how to be disciplined with money. Far too often we have a lot of people that are making decent wages, decent income, and they feel, because they have, income coming in, they're able to do a lot more things. But what they find out very quickly is that because they're undisciplined with certain things, it starts off one way, but it ends up another one. And it's nothing bad. I just think it's just some things, if you're not necessarily a disciplined person from the get-go, it's easy to get caught up in that. Because, again, it's I think human nature to think you have more than what you have. Because because normally, if there's more money than you normally have coming in, and all of a sudden now you got, it in front of you, you get kind of starstruck, and everything. You know how it is income tax season. Shit, I'm going to college, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to paint, I'm going to die, I'm going on the cruise. Yeah. You only got $3,000, but I'm going to do this and do that.
Right.
So all that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a discussion in regards to that, man. Again, this is the Dollar Hour. I'm Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. Tonight's show we're discussing how to be disciplined with money. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? It's another Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best
absolutely.
day of the week, right?
Hey, you know it.
It's the best day of the week.
Yeah, also, what's up to my other producer, Slick 316? What's going on, Reek?
Always in the building.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Guys, this tax season been rough on you, boy. Good rough, but it been rough. So, y'all bear with me. I sing my little drain and everything like that.
Money making Mitch.
The thing with the tax business is, hell, you're doing it, but you don't get your money
right
for a couple weeks.
Uh-huh.
And then you might get one of them presto sessions. This fund was delayed or adjusted because this person had a debt and all this other kind of stuff. And you like, shit, you putting in hours.
Right.
What all I'm doing today, I may not get paid for it to the end of the month.
Uh-huh.
Maybe April.
Right.
Maybe not at all.
Okay.
So
it's a crapshoot.
Shit, hey man, roll your dice.
That's right.
Folks sit right there in your face. Listen, man, do you have any debt or anything you owe to the IRS?
They get the refund back and it's all gone.
Yeah, shit, man. Ain't nothing coming in. But but everything been going pretty good. Again, we're talking about tonight's show, how to be disciplined with money. And that's one of the things I want to discuss because so many people have, this particular dilemma going on because, right before I wrote the show, I, kind of probed a couple of people. What do you think? Man, I had that problem. Because again, a lot of times people don't necessarily have shortages of income coming in, but actually, being disciplined enough to make sure the income lasts a certain amount of time, not disappearing too quick. I think that's a common occurrence. Probably if you ain't skilled with money. And we see that like now we're going with tax season. Like I said, I was just joking, but that's some real talk, folks. Some people get a tax refund, and man, they dreaming.
Now let me ask you a question. I guess you will get to this. I haven't looked at your synopsis yet. Do you think it's some people are just not disciplining money, or do you think people are like, the hell with it? I'm gonna be broke anyway.
Yeah, I think some people do be laissez-faire, but I do think a lot of it's just more psychological. People don't have, discipline may not necessarily even go, with other paths in their life. Maybe, with, the health, the food, different things like that. And I'm not saying you're not, if you're not disciplined in one area, you're not going to be disciplined in another one. Because you got some people that just, not good with money.
Right.
But they're in great shape. They're good professionals and everything. So it's not necessarily a correlation between you just one thing. I think a lot of it is just depending on your familiarity with it. And a lot of times we get in a certain ways and we'll say, this is how I do it. Now how you do it is just that, how you do it. That doesn't mean it's a beneficial way, but it's just the way you used to doing things, right? So that's kind of a lot of times people just is more so just psychological plus ignorance. We're doing. I mean, ignorance not in a negative way, but mostly you just don't know. And the unfortunate part about it is that people spend too much time talking to the wrong people, getting financial advice. Going on YouTube, talking to somebody else in the break room, and they telling people what to do and all this other kind of stuff, but they don't know what the hell they talking about.
They're just as lost as you.
Exactly. And what happens a lot of times, people don't necessarily want to come to a person like Deonte and talk to him because, number one, first you got to be upfront with me and let me know, okay, whatever got going on. So whatever the aesthetics that people see, all your houses, your cars, and you're like, yeah, man, we renting it.
Yeah,
And yeah, man, I borrowed them clothes and I did all that stuff. And this happened a gazillion times. But people don't necessarily, when you for anybody to fix something for you, you got to be transparent. A lot of times people don't want to be that way.
Okay.
They're like, just try to fix and figure it out on their own. But that's really the only way. If you're not really familiar with doing it, you can look at all kind of videos, and really the only thing you're gonna pay attention to is probably the thing that strikes your interest. That doesn't necessarily mean it's correct.
The outcome.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So that's one of the biggest things. We're trying to correct it. Wrong advice will kill you every time.
Okay.
You'll constantly be starting over and everything. Because everybody feel like they know money once they got a little bit in their pocket. But is that you're good with money or you got a decent job?
Okay. Now, do you think, and I haven't, you probably got these in there. Do you think people's familiarity and discipline with money has to do with their familiarity with it? Like if they're, let's just say, they grew up with money, they might know it better, or does that even play a role that has no correlation to the discipline at all?
No, I don't think it had nothing. I think it had more to do with your aptitude. Like you can grow up with it and still be ignorant to it. But you can also grow up with it and be educated on it. So I think it has just more to do with if you've been told. And other side, if you damn listen.
Right.
A lot of times, folks, don't want to. Again, I did it this way. What happened? Especially, I'm gonna keep going back to it. If you have sufficient income, where you feel like you're okay.
I think with the social media, social media plays a big role nowadays with money, how it's blown frivolously. Excuse my, sometimes how it's just blown, because you see people, they got their nice car, they got their nice jewelry, they got their nice clothes on. You see the end result, but you don't see the path in which they got that. It may just be something they, like you said, on loan or something. But I think a lot of people blow money based off trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
You have that problem. A lot of us have that problem. We want to look good and feel good too, and we think that's how we got to do it. Instead of saying, like, I'm gonna give you a good example. They said diamonds is actually a waste of money. When you go buy diamond chains and diamond bracelets, that's actually a waste of money because diamonds do not raise in value. They depreciate actually a little bit in value. Diamonds kind of stay stagnant, whereas gold goes up and down with the market, commodities market, and silver does. They say diamonds actually don't add any value to anything. It is what it is when you pay for it, more or less.
That's interesting. Let you know how much money and jewelry I have. That's interesting.
Right.
Like one thing I do want to say is that when we start looking at it in regards to just people want to keep up with the Joneses, I do think that's a piece of it. But I really do think most people just don't know.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because, you have people make decisions off what they think is correct. Like, hypothetically, you might say, well, look, I'm going to pay these particular bills off, and, I get paid, I'm going to pay these bills off, and I get paid this check, I pay this bill, get paid the next check, and I pay that bill. Not looking at, okay, it may be more advantageous to maybe change the certain bills that I pay at a certain particular time, pay them at a different frequency, negotiate different new terms and rates and things like that. Not looking at the depth, just being on the surface. I got money coming in, money go out. Money coming in, money going out. And not necessarily looking at, okay, what probably the best way to go about this? What can I change, right? And because, again, they're just functioning with it. Again, that the big thing that throws a lot of people off is like, okay, I got enough money coming in to cover everything, I'm okay. But, I think most people just, hell, a damn flu, a layoff, or something, getting fired away from being on the side of the road, living, in a damn pup tent.
No, okay.
Because, again, how many of us could live on our savings? People may have their idea, like, yeah, I got enough saved to here, do that, not really. Not really. And so that's the thing I think a lot of us have to a lot of people have to, just take consideration with it, because just because you're okay doesn't mean you're not probably doing the best thing possible.
Okay.
So we started discussing how to be disciplined with money. I think one of the first things that people have to do. Oh, before we get started, guys, again, this is Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship. Right now, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel is the main platform. We have over 600 videos on the YouTube channel. We have a grant playlist with over 150 grant opportunities for you guys to take advantage of. So, regardless of what platform you're on, please make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel. What was I about to say? It was something else I meant to say. Oh, call in, guys. Feel free to call in regards to that. The call-in number 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. Now, listen, before we get started, I do want to let everybody know, this is not a, I don't want, this is going to be an instruction show, so it's not going to be, well, black folks got to buy a car, black folks got to buy a house. This ain't going to be one of them shows.
Okay.
Where we're talking about who doing this and who not doing that. I want this show to be, hey, listen, I'm giving you guys structural advice in regards to things you can create or implement in your life to help you be able to, be more disciplined with money. Because we start looking from discipline. Discipline is internal. Discipline is not something that you buy. So we can see here, that's the thing that we're different. There's something internal you have to be disciplined.
Okay.
So that's a regular practice. When we talk about being disciplined, that's just a regular practice that you have to have set in yourself. And could anyone can become more disciplined and everything like that, but you still got to take certain practices and certain behaviors on for you to create discipline in your life. Without that, you just shooting out words and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we start from the root of it. We're looking at just being disciplined. Again, making money, investing, saving, that has nothing to do. Discipline is a straight behavior.
Okay.
So when we say a lot of times, I think what people got to look at when we start talking about the whole thing of being more disciplined with money, step one, when we start looking just from a planning standpoint, you have to focus. You have to not focus on money. You can't focus on money. You need to focus more on your faults, your behavior, your shortcomings. Don't focus on money.
Okay.
What you got to make sure, because you can make all kind of moves here and there, pay off debt here, do these certain particular things. Then you cleared out your debt free because you had the money, but then some of your behaviors could put you back in the same position a year later. So what you got to first start doing, we start being more disciplined with money, is don't focus on money.
Okay.
Don't focus on money. Focus on your behavior. Focus on your behavior. Focus on, list all your constraints. Okay, first thing we start looking at it, what can cause you to get off track with certain things? Your children, your job, your availability, whatever you have in between your ears. Like your knowledge, experience, and stuff like that. We're dealing with money. What are those particular things that can actually, limit you? When you try to get on track as far as being disciplined and budgeting and things like that. Because far too often, we figure that the more I got coming in, that'll fix my problem.
Okay.
Right? But that's not the thing. We got to start looking at it. Okay, I'm taking care of my son. I got, my elderly parent. I have health issues. I'm going to the doctor. This, that, and that. Let's list it. We're not making excuses. We're just trying to look at all the kind of constraints. So what we have to do when we start our blueprint with everything, we can navigate around it instead of just looking like that's a fork in the road that we can't get around. Right? So. List all your constraints. That's why I want you guys to list all your constraints, and from that point also list all your mental and family barriers rather. What are you afraid of? What are you hesitant about doing? What do you have to deal with as far as children or family members? Are they going to sit here and be supportive, non-supportive? Could they be some kind of constraint? Got to help my grandbaby. Got to do this. Get my brother out of jail. We know what we have to deal with that can throw certain things off. And the reason why we're doing this is because when things like that pop up in our life, we lose what? We lose focus. And focus is key. That's the thing about, with doing it. When you want to start working out, you want to start training, doing everything like that, you want to make sure you got focus. And the least thing can throw your focus off. Whereas because you're going down this particular path, I got to stop. I got to go back and help them. I got to stop because I got to go do this and do that. So that's why we want to sit here and just start listing everything. Like I always tell people, when you want to go in business, when you sit there and say there's a business you want to go into, first thing I always tell people, list out the particular reason why you wouldn't go in that business. Not to stop you from going into business, but you can have an idea of all the actual barriers and pitfalls that business may pose. And if you feel like you can't really overcome those particular pitfalls, you might just be a little hesitant, or maybe take a little bit more time to get yourself in position to start that business.
Okay.
But it's the same thing we need to start looking at with the actual the money getting disciplined.
So do you think the mental, you said the mental and family barriers that might hold you back, are we looking, well, I guess we'll get to it. I was going to say, are we looking at those to see what we can eliminate to make the discipline of money better, or are we just adding them up?
Well, we want to get awareness first.
Okay.
We want to get awareness.
Okay.
Because now how we fix it or go around it, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
But we just got to acknowledge it first.
Okay.
I'm scary. I'm impatient. I'm indecisive. Stuff with me. I got this other stuff. So again, we got to get all that out. What happens is a lot of times people they know they have stuff going on, but they don't want to address it because, it may be painful and everything. But remember, when we start addressing stuff with ourselves and our family and our life, now we get held accountable.
Right.
So now oh man, I had to go help myself. You damn self, you had to do that with that boy. You know that boy wasn't going to work. They said that. You know how you are and all this stuff. You knew that. But you didn't want to look at it on the front end because it was kind of like a thing to help you. And people do it all the time. In your mind, protect you. So we start wanting to get disciplined so we can get on the right track with money. Remember I said, guys, don't think about money. For us to get disciplined, we got to fix the behaviors in us first, right? So once we get the plan together, then we start implementing strategies concerning money.
Okay.
So that's we listen to those family and mental barriers more so to kind of getting awareness with everything. Also, just knowing who you are. Like I said, you're nervous, you're scary, undisciplined, indecisive, impatient, whatever, untrustworthy, trust too much.
Some of the faults that keep you from being disciplined, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
If y'all got some faults that keep y'all from discipline, call in and tell us about it. 678-740-9894. 678-740-9894.
Yeah, again. And listen, guys, you can be, you can get your code name.
Right.
This is Red Bunny. Red Bunny called in.
Right. If you got some faults that you have that keep you from being disciplined,
call
in and tell us about it.
No one knows your voice.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a good one, Laugh. 678-740-9894. Feel free to call in. Far too often we see these things occur so often because, again, we talk about the money coming in. How many times you ever seen somebody, they get that funky fresh inheritance, grandma and them die and stuff like that, and then they go start the wing business.
They are investing.
They get their food truck and all this other kind of stuff because they have access to the capital.
Right.
But they still the same person.
Right.
They still the same person, and they never want to sit there and address it. Right. How many times have you heard this one right here? You see like not even an old head, but maybe somebody like 40 and up, looking at looking at the athletes and say, "Hey, what's going on? What that little lady?
Line Lady Love.
How you doing?"
I tell everybody that's our number one fan. She watches all our shows.
That's awesome.
We gotta speak to her. We don't speak to nobody else.
That's awesome. But how often you seen the things where you see somebody's talking about, how these athletes make all their millions of dollars and then lose all their money.
They go broke, right?
Yeah. But the thing you're looking at it like, what the hell you expect a damn 21 or 22-year-old to do? Well, if I had this, that, and that, but you 40, 50 years old, you've been in the workforce, what have you accumulated?
Right.
So we can sit and go back and forth with that. Nobody put this up in financial perils
on purpose.
On purpose.
Right.
Right. And I think it's easy sometimes when a person is in a position that you're not in for you to give them criticism and stuff like that. But everybody's still human. You know what you know. And people will beat you up real bad because, again, they'll look at it like, they if I had that, I had that. Well, a lot of times you don't have it because you haven't done things in place, so you never will have it, to be totally honest with you. But it's easy to kind of push and project that. Again, tonight, we're talking about how to be disciplined with money. When we start looking at it, we made that list. We start looking at all our faults, the barriers, and things like that. And guys, take some time with that. Don't try to just sit there in one sitting and do that. Give yourself a couple of days, maybe a week, to kind of look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to kind of just be real with yourself when you're looking at those particular things in regards to a little step up on. I've been sitting my butt about 20 minutes. I don't know how I did 10,000 steps, but
You've been swinging that arm. You just gotta swing the arm, Poochie. You swing the arm, you get the steps. Swing the arm, you get the steps. That's the secret to counting your steps. Take the phone, swing the phone, you're getting steps. You can stand in place and get 50,000 steps. I'm telling you.
That's very versatile with beating the system.
Right.
Oh, man.
You can walk around the world in one day. You just keep swinging that arm with that phone, that Fitbit.
Be good to go. Hey guys, hey listen, if you have any, in regards to what Larry mentioned earlier, in regards to anything that may have caused you any kind of hurdles or barrier when it comes to money and discipline, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, it's 678-740-9894. So when you start gathering all the information together, I got my, all these particular barriers, my shortcomings and things like that. Now I want to sit here and try to just start drafting out some kind of blueprint or game plan to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. One thing I think a lot of times, I think a lot of people don't want to do is put themselves in a position where they lose control.
Okay.
Because what I mean by that is, again, like I said, you want to go to someone to get help. You got to have some kind of transparency and things like that. But also, just putting other strategies in mind where we're talking about what particular systems could put me in a position where I can get certain things done. Mm-hmm. Because when we say, being disciplined is, you carrying out a certain behavior regardless of what's going on. Mm-hmm. Get up every morning, go work out, brush your teeth, go to work and stuff like that. All these are forms of discipline. Mm-hmm. Some people have high degrees of them where they can actually make sure they hold, regardless of rain, sleet, or snow, I'm tired or whatever, we're still going to make it happen. But with that said, if you're not one of the type of people you want to get in a position to do that, you have to put certain things in place to aid you with that. Mm-hmm. Number one, we sit there and did that draft to find out what all issues we may have from a personal standpoint and from an outside standpoint, dealing with life, family, things like that. Once we start doing that, now we just start crafting out the game plan in regards to how to get around that and become disciplined. Once we start, in order for us to do that, we need to just sit there and just figure out what things can fit in my life mm-hmm. to help me adjust to everything.
Okay.
So when we start looking at that, and you say, okay, listen, I'm having issues with money. I need to save and things like that. We're doing it. There are things in place where you can actually, when money hits your account, automatic drafts, mm-hmm. Restrictive accounts, and also you can have a different kind of notes and things like that pop up. So we start talking about, automatic drafts. What I did, from 21 to 21, I don't even know if I'm that damn old, up until maybe 40 something, mm-hmm. I had like $25 every 2 weeks going to a share builder account.
Okay.
Which was bought by E-Trade eventually, but I remember that. And it was like 18 grand. It had accumulated over that time period with doing that little bit amount of money. And a lot of times, if you have shortcomings with actually doing this and doing that, take it out your hands. Mm-hmm. Take it out your hands. You're not missing the feet. There's a lot of times people actually have these allotment accounts. Allotment means, things are getting moved over to a certain account. Automatic drafts and stuff like that, where you've taken everything off of you, where you don't have to be in a position where you have to have the stress of doing it, because you're human. You forget. It happens to the best of us.
Oh, okay.
But look, I ain't even trying to do that. But you already know when the check coming. One thing that I use that I know everybody look at me funny about, because I'm an accountant, I still use my check register.
You know who's deadly with that?
Who?
Slick.
Real.
So, she's deadly with that check register.
And people look at me, I got about 12 check registers. I'm always, writing on and stuff like that. People, you when we start looking at becoming disciplined and stuff like that, know what you can and can't do. Write everything down. If you got stuff getting drafted from your account, if you got things getting moved, take it off your hands. We went through everything and looked at it. What I can and can't do, what's going to cause issues in my life and stuff like that. Now we need to plan accordingly. What mechanism in place to help me do that? somebody comment?
Yeah, Lady Lion Love says that she, Lion Lady Love. I told you I want to change her name. She says that she, all her bills are on automatic draft, except for mortgage. She pays that on her own, and especially her life insurance.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Have everything automatic draft, take it out and stuff like that. I think that's a good one. If you know you pretty much gonna have the same thing taken out and the same amount of money coming in, but if you have any kind of fluctuations into your process from an income standpoint, or an expense standpoint, I don't necessarily know if that's the wisest thing to do.
Which one?
Either one. I'm just saying the why from a automatic draft.
Oh, okay.
Because if you're only gonna get paid, if you're gonna get the same thing every month, and you're paying out the same thing every month, I don't see no problem with it. But if you're gonna get a $5,000 check this week, $800 check the next week, and all that kind of stuff, and it's not the same thing, that stuff can change.
I think Lion Lady Love good because she is retired from the post office.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you know you got the same check coming in and everything like that, and pretty much the same expense, I don't see it being a bad idea. I do think that you can put yourself in a funky spot if you got them kind of fluctuations. But there's an excellent point in regards to like, look, that's done. I ain't got to worry about it. I ain't got to worry about it. I said that, like I said, you have those restrictive accounts where, listen, at the end of the day, I did that for the longest with my checking and savings account. My savings account, I had it set up from the moment I went into the military to when I got out. I actually had to go, money that was allotted, went in that savings account. I actually had to go to I had no ATM access.
You had to go to a branch.
I had to go to a branch. Keep in mind, we didn't have ATMs. Internet back then.
Right.
So I couldn't go and change it. Went no damn cell. Hell, one apps or cell phone, none of that.
Right.
So you had to go. I had to call the 1-800 them to do that. Because there was an inconvenience to do that. It caused me
to not worry
about it and move in a direction like I didn't have it.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about, creating that discipline. A lot of things just ain't gonna be innate for you to actually just take it upon yourself to do it. So you want to create an environment for you to just stick with that structure that you've created for yourself. That's why we said that had those accounts, like I said, is restricted. I can't pull money from it, or if I pull from it, it's gonna take a week and a half or 2 weeks, to get to me. You're gonna be too inclined to do that. You're like, look, I just, gotta plan accordingly or move a different way, because again, I know that's gonna take care of that. And a lot of times, I bet it wouldn't be one of them days, y'all. A lot of times, people don't necessarily want to go through all that, because like I said, once you start doing it, you lose control. Guys, if you have had any kind of strategies where you took it upon yourself to say, hey, listen, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that for a certain amount of time, give us a call and share it with us, 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. What you about to say, Lamb?
Lion Lady Pat says that just be careful with savings because they will be checking. The IRS will be checking them. Do they check your savings?
They only check. They check accounts for volume and certain dollar amounts. That's what
okay.
they check your accounts for, and the savings or anything.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter if it's a saving or a checking.
Oh, they just check for dollar amount.
Dollar amounts that are deposited and volume what was done, but it doesn't matter with the actual account type.
Oh, she said keep it under 10,000.
Yeah, but if you can keep it up under 10,000, but it's not the IRS. The bank is legally obligated to see if you got all these 9,098 or a certain amount, to report it with doing it. So, and we living in a world of AI, artificial intelligence. So they already got certain triggers in there that may be.
Bank don't even have to say nothing.
Yeah, irregular activities and stuff like that. Worst thing you can do is think you out thinking the federal government. Shit. Just the worst thing you can do is think you out thinking them and you moving. They'll never pick up on what you're doing. Just
they already know.
Man, come on. Just something to keep in mind with that. But again, if anybody got any things that they've done to implement any strategies to help them become more disciplined or things like that, just we looked at for the automatic drafts, restrictive accounts, things like that, feel free to give us a call. Feel free to give us a call. Any kind of mechanism or patterns you've installed. 678-740-9894. 678-740-9894. Once you start getting those kind of strategies in, what we just talked about, I always encourage people to make sure you create some kind of benchmarks for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Realistic benchmarks. Not I want to save $1,000. I want to pay off a certain amount of debt. I want to get this debt to income ratio, whatever. You know, make everything incremental. What we say goes up be two things: attainable and incremental. So you sit there and put yourself on a pathway, have them benchmarks to not only make it feasible for you, but also keep it encourageable.
Okay.
You know, because again, you got this mountain in front of you. Like I want to pay this debt out. I want to do certain things. You know, you fighting this losing battle, and you know, you're just like, damn, man, I constantly keep trying. It gets knocked down or moving at a slower pace than what you anticipated. At least you got something. Instead of trying to get here, it's more, you know, from a psychological standpoint, it's easier to go from here to here than here to here. So let's try to make sure that we're not putting a lot on ourselves. You know, where we got to try to accomplish so much at one time, right? Ain't nobody got any comments, anything like that?
Line Layla say she the only one coming, but yes, you are right at the particular moment. We have people watching; they just not commenting at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
they want to take it in. But you say this is it's instructive today.
Well, one thing about it, man, is that I think what it is. A lot of times, people don't they want it fixed, but people want things fixed the way they want it fixed. And so we start having these moments like this where we got to be somewhat transparent. Like I say, you can call yourself Okefenokee man or whatever you want to do, Okie dokie lady, whatever. And but at the end of the day, we're here to fix. And when people got to fix stuff and they got to be transparent, excuse me, it's painful. And it's somewhat embarrassing and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you can't get help the way you want to get help. You got to get help the way help is given. And far too often, I think people just kind of stumble around. And this issue what we're talking about today, being disciplined with money, is one of the main reasons you don't have a lot of people in financially stable positions.
I know I'm terrible with money. I say that all the time when we talk about money.
Strong word. Like,
I'm terrible with money. Pooch, I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not the best at it.
Yeah.
I'm an impulse buyer. Like, I might wake up tomorrow morning and start looking at something and be like, you know what, I deserve this. I really deserve this, Pooch. I really deserve this. Like, I work hard. I make good money. There's no reason I shouldn't have this.
Okay,
like,
you
get what I'm saying?
Okay, roll with that for a second. We sit there and say, okay, I'm being impulsive. You threw all those emotional words, I deserve, and everything like that.
That's just me convincing myself.
No, I got you. The thing of it is, I'm a big proponent. If you work hard, play hard, get what you want and everything like that. But at the end of the day, we got to sit there and say, in the grand scheme of things, what I'm trying to do, how does this positively or negatively impact that? So, if you're cool, you're cool. We always can be better with what we're doing with certain things. But that's why we sit, that's why, again, you have those cap amounts that you can put on your debit card you can spend on a day. We do a lot of that stuff. I got a cap amount on mine right now, go right over it. Every time I think about something, I go right over it. So you just call or release it online on that?
Just go through it. Just tell. Well, let's put it this way. It sends me a reminder that I just went over. But I set it so low because I was trying to discipline myself. It don't really matter. I mean, I need to set it a little bit higher maybe than it. Because like if I get gas, sometimes it'll go over. But
I got you. But let's just say none. It won't even work. That will put you in a position where you're forced to find out a different way.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to be ready to do it.
You know who good with money though? I really need to let her do my account. Slick is real good with money.
You said it several times.
I just want it bad. I don't want to have to think about it. I just want to get like Lady Lionel said she went shopping 3 times last week. She's trying to stop her and condition herself. She bought 3 comfort sets.
Well, again, I don't see nothing wrong with getting what you want. The whole thing about it is, like, again, when we start talking about making certain decisions, put us in a funky spot. We got in that funky spot. Is that going to hurt us in the grand scheme of things?
Right.
That's why I say in the day and age we're in now, there are a lot of things you can implement to help you to stay on track. The same things just like, you get off any kind of addiction or any vice or whatever and stuff like that. That's why we got smoking patches. You know what I'm saying? They like, at the end of the day, Got to wean you off, get you in the process of doing it, and then hopefully with the things you learn and stuff like that, you can put different behaviors in place or systems in place to help you moving forward with that.
Yeah. Forever Blooming Love says she uses 2 apps that she loves, I'm gonna say she, that I love to use, keep myself disciplined, and to keep receiving the pleasure I receive from paying balances. The first is a debt payment planner, and the second is a budget. Is a budget. I guess it's a budget. She put an app, but I'm gonna say budget. The last one is like a digital register.
Gotcha.
Right.
Whatever you have in place, like you said, if you got the debt payment plan, and you can look at. And guys, here's the thing about. Remember, we always say we got the world at our fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at different payment plans. Those even you find different kind of theories in regards to like the snowball theories, as far as lowering debt payments, debt balances, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
There are a ton of different options you have.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, take advantage of it, because like what we said before, people avoid stuff because now once they admit that they got an issue, that's why we find the issues and everything first. Because once we find the issue, we gotta be accountable. Nobody want to be accountable. Okay, so now we sit there and say, okay, I'm gonna be accountable. Let me get certain systems in place. Like the young lady just said in regards to getting that debt payment. The other one is having an app in place, working on your budget. Which is a payment register?
Yeah, a digital register.
You got all that stuff in place.
She said it's called Fudget. So
okay, Fudget.
The
okay.
app is called Fudget. One more question. James Miller on YouTube says, is there any advice for the self-employed on saving?
Absolutely. The biggest thing when you self-employed, number one, and that's going to one of the next things people want to avoid is educating yourself. Educating yourself. Let me kick this at people. Again, tonight show we're talking about how to be disciplined with money. Educating yourself is not necessarily putting so much in between your ears. It has a lot to do with also finding the right people, right things to have in place for you. Mm-hmm. That's why the president got a cabinet. That's why the prime minister got parliament. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to know everything, especially if you're a self-employed individual. Mm-hmm. You don't have to know everything. You just need to know how to find the things that you need, mm-hmm. right? So again, you can. I think the cliche might be to go get a financial advisor, somebody help with your budget and things like that. But it still goes back to once you have your plan in place, mm-hmm. your business plan, your actual personal finance budget, however you want to have it in place. You can always have once you have that in front of you. If I'm already making $1, I know 30% of it may go to the operational cost. Another 20% may actually go to staff and things like that, insurance, and you may at that point say 10% goes to savings, mm-hmm. or people with doing that. Guys, there are so many software, so many options out there to help you. What you can just do, plug and play. Mm-hmm. It may take a little work on the front end, but again, you didn't get yourself in these positions overnight. Right. Remember, we started talking about discipline. Discipline is a behavior, thought process, right? Mm-hmm. It's not a state of your wallet. Mm-hmm. These guys, people out here that are very disciplined, they broke. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because again they not necessarily they might got the systems in place, but they don't have the means to make the money. Mm-hmm. A lot of times you got people that have the means to make the money, but they so undisciplined, they the same that way as the other guy that's broke.
Right.
Because again, they have it coming in. But you want to make sure you got certain things in place. Because like I said, the only thing you got to do is just Google different budget apps or find different advisors. Just say being self-employed. The business plan is so critical because now you sit here coming in, going out, maybe which one to allocate, what's left. That number can vary. Okay. You can have this month you made $100, and I want to allocate 10% of that, so I put 10 in the bank. The next month I may have made $50. I would take 10% of that, so I put $5 in the bank. So whatever you want to do, however you have it, if it's a percentage thing, if it's actual dollar amount thing, however you do it, but the issue is always going to come back to planning. Planning is boring. Planning, you got to sit there and pump the brakes and draft everything out. People don't want to plan. People want to talk. They want to talk. Say, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You're not. If you have to be a very, very disciplined person to actually, without any reminders or anything like that, to go up, upon yourself doing it. My next door neighbor, I think, probably about 80 years old, retired full bird colonel, special forces. He's over 80.
Mm-hmm.
I know he walks 5 miles a day.
Really?
Morning, noon, and lunch. In the afternoon, rather. Religiously. Then I might catch him in the middle of, in between the running. He got that big old helmet on, riding his bicycle. You know what I'm saying? But he form a ranger.
Right.
It's in him. It's ingrained.
It's
it's ingrained in him. It's ingrained in him. I mean, just totally over and over and over and over.
It's repetitive.
Been next door neighbor to him 17 damn years. I've never seen him miss any one of those. 17 years. Never seen him.
Shape,
every damn day.
Looking younger than 80.
He look 80. But I know he ain't moving. but he moving. He damn moving.
Lion Lady Love says she's teaching her 21-year-old daughter to save $200 a week when she gets paid because she doesn't trust the banks. She doesn't trust the banks, so I guess she's trying to teach her how to trust them a little bit.
But even when and that's a great practice to have. But I do think at the end of the day, all of us are different in regards to our shortcomings. Because that's why I say when we start talking about being disciplined, discipline in regards to money, don't think about money. Think about your behaviors. Like I said, if you're impatient, you're scary, you hesitant about doing certain things, always nervous. Those are impactful behaviors and traits that can affect you when you want to be disciplined with certain things because you're not going to stay on the course. So we try to find things and mechanisms that we can put in place to get us out of that. If that makes sense, right? So that's why far too often people get off stuff and they're like, man, I just ain't disciplined enough to do this. You don't have to be disciplined enough to do that. You just need to get a system in place to help you be disciplined. That's just real talk. It's funny we say what we can't do, but somehow people find a way to get their ass and go to work every damn day.
Yeah, true. Say hi to your mama.
What's up, mama? What's going on now?
Forever Blooming Love says, what is your best advice about stocks? I'm certainly hesitant regarding mine. They grow but slowly. Because I'm not that aggressive. Do you even do stocks?
Yeah, I do stocks.
Oh, okay.
I'm a finance guy.
Oh, okay.
I think the biggest thing with stocks, and the reason why I don't really get too much advice on stocks.
I never heard you really give advice on stocks.
When we find out just in the finance world, everybody got a different investment horizon. That may be whatever. The end of your horizon may be when you look at, your retirement age, things like that. And then you have what we call risk tolerance.
Okay.
So you look at it from two layers. How long I'm trying to be doing this, and how scared I am with doing stuff in the market.
Okay.
Typically, rule of thumb, they'll tell people, take your age and whatever, your age minus 100, depending where you go, north or south of 50, that's, the younger you are, you have that in stocks. The older you are, you maybe have in stable funds, things like that to go. But I would say this, the best thing you do is just educate yourself about different things. It ain't, stocks and stuff is not nothing to play with. You hear people there all the time to say, hey, look, I want to, be a day trader and I can do this kind of stuff. We can, flip these different stocks and do options and stuff like that. I think, you can do that. But you also be holding your damn pants up with your shoestrings. Trying to,
Do you want to?
Yeah, trying to be doing that. Because again, it's a reason why those guys making $500,000 on Wall Street because they got all them charts and grids in front of them all day long. You doing that and you got to work every day. Are you really gonna be able to do that, right? So I would say take your time and have a certain percentage, because I'm very big on having a diverse portfolio, with having the stocks and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be sitting there trying. I was really, really, really focused on and learn as much as possible. But like I told people before, I'm very big on tangible assets. Collectibles and things like that, just for doing it, they're always going to appreciate. There is no loss, in regards to, your comic books, your Beanie Babies, your old coins and stuff like that, baseball cards.
I saw a documentary about them Beanie Babies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So those things are always going to increase in value with doing it. Your stock can lose money. but that baseball card is always going to appreciate. So sometimes we just need to just think outside the box. But when you start, we started talking about stocks and bonds and things like that. They got opportunity to grow, but you got to be realistic about, again, your horizon when you want to, start taking advantage of this, and also, your risk tolerance. If you sitting there like, look, man, I'm 50 years old. This is $10,000. I need this shit. Right. I ain't got time to lose this. So you don't put that $10,000. Now it done went from $10,000 to went to $20,000. You're like, okay, and then a day later, that shit is -2.
-$2. Right.
And you done lost your damn mind.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it may be one of the things where it goes and goes and goes and goes. But how tolerant are you with dealing with that? Because me telling you, you just gotta stay in and do that. That sound good if you ain't built for that. So though I say, just kind of take your time to get educated on it, and dip your toe into the water accordingly. For doing it.
Lon Layla said about a bond. She said she had a bond that a lady gave me at a baby shower. That she gave her at the baby shower. It's been since 2000. What to do with it? She said it was a $100 bond. But don't you have to see what has it risen any? Like, don't they rise and fall with bonds?
Yeah, you had the maturity dates on there and stuff like that. So you'll be able to look at the maturity date, what you're purchasing for, look at as far as with the maturity date and the rate that's on there, how much you're increasing and stuff like, depending on what it is,
And all these things go as far as like discipline too. That's like saving, discipline with money. You got to be disciplined with these things, right?
Yeah, if you're doing it, doing a certain amount with purchasing and things like that. But that's the thing about it. You be realistic with who you are. That's the thing about it. And here's the deal. When we start talking about bonds, bonds ain't something you flip. So you start talking about now, something with a, 10, 20, 30 year damn maturity rate. Like, okay, and you 50.
You might not get to
the hell you worry about the hell you gonna have at 80. I gotta get to 60. So I'm just saying all this stuff gotta be, take into consideration. You know how I am about leaving all this stuff to my kids. Shit.
You taking the Jackie Chan route.
Man, I'm leaving everything.
Not leaving nothing.
I get everything between my ears and my children.
Right.
Everything else, pooch.
So you taking it with you?
I ain't taking it with me. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I'm probably there to spend most of it.
Right.
I'm just saying that, because again, there are so many people that spend their lives saving and building and saving and building. As soon as they die, them kids don't find no value in that shit, sell it for crumbs, get off of it, and you done did all this kind of stuff. And to that point, that one.
Right.
You know that you have 4 kids, the one that's going to do right. Don't leave it all damn 4 of them. Leave it that one. And everybody else gets something different or whatever like that. But I'm not a big, proponent of trying to probably get myself overextended, trying to make stuff happen for other people with that. That was a pretty good question. What I was about to ask. The next thing, even with the whole point with was a brother Miller from the YouTube was asking about doing it. Educating yourself. Constantly try to get, look for new ideas and things you can do. But also look for ideas under your conditions. That's what I think get missed a lot. Remember, we talking about discipline. That's a state of the mind. That's behavioral.
Right.
We can look at all the kind of stocks and bonds and all that kind of stuff. That we go back to the discipline aspect. That's the money. We can't focus on the money.
Okay.
You got to focus on the pathway, the behavior. You see what I'm saying? That when we start dealing with money, there are gazillion different ways to make money, but there ain't probably 2 or 3 different ways for you to make money.
Okay.
Because all the factors you come in, your income, your experience, your risk tolerance, the time frame you got to do and stuff like that.
Right.
All that stuff adjusts all that. So there are certain things you just definitely don't need to be dealing with. That doesn't mean it's not a good opportunity. It just may not be a good thing for you.
Okay.
And that's why I said people have to actually step back. We start talking about being disciplined with money. Fix your behaviors first. Like I said, man, again, that's why you see a lot of guys, you can say that, they needed money to sell drugs. A lot of times, they didn't want to work at Midwinters with me.
They didn't want to work.
I got to wait there. I made this in one night. I can't do it in check. I get it.
Right.
I get it. I had a different set of occupational hazards than they had. I get it. But everybody, understand what may be good for lab may not be good for pooch.
Right.
And listen, and as long as it's okay with you, can't do nothing about that.
Right.
But that's why I think a lot of times people got to be realistic about how they are. That's why I said don't focus on the money. Focus on the behavior. So, and then what we got to do to put it in place to help our shortcomings. If you know you're going to forget and do certain things like that, get the automatic draft. If you know you're going to kind of stick your hand back in the cookie jar, get the account being restricted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the thing about it. You know?
Yeah.
You get your tummy took or stomach cut, that don't mean you're going to stop being hungry. It's supposed to curb your appetite. It's supposed to.
Hey, get that stomach tied out. It's gonna make you not want to eat.
It's going to make, supposed to.
Right, supposed to.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to.
Uh-huh.
I done seen a couple of females done got this stuff done, and they back chunky.
Because they didn't change their eating habits. They
But
didn't
that's
exercise. They didn't do none of that other stuff that goes with that, right? That discipline part.
You making my point.
Right,
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So that's
trying to make your point.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. We have to understand, and that's not to knock nobody, but that goes back to what I'm saying. Know who you are. Know who you are. If you figure out, okay, these are things that can affect me in a negative way, now I can sit here and start playing the book, accordingly. Join some mastermind groups. Get you some counsel. Talk to the right damn people. Talk to the right damn people. Not people gonna tell you what you want to hear, but people are gonna be honest with you. To tell you, nah, man, you be effing up. You be doing this, you be doing that. And listen to them, not just hear them. You know? All the time I get these phone calls, man, I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of that. I'm, different things I got to deal with and stuff. But, I mean, it's shit. You caused that.
Yeah, I think people know who they are, though. To be honest with you, I think everybody knows who they are. They know who they are inside. They know what they're gonna do and not gonna do. They know what they're gonna be disciplined with. I mean, at a certain age, you have to know who you are as a person. You can't.
You hope.
Like me, I know I'm bad with money. I know I'm gonna spend it if I could figure out something to buy, I'll buy it. So, you know what I'm saying? I know this, and I think most people know that as well.
But here's the deal: if you're cool with it, you're cool with it.
I'm good.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just that you can't be undisciplined with money, but have discipline with money expectations.
I don't have no expectations.
So that's the thing about it.
About money.
I want to have this. I want to be able to do this. I want to grow this, that, and that.
Yeah.
And your behavior, you like, I'm cool. Like, I'm fine. I ain't got time to worry about it. Get it how I live.
Right.
If hey, I get it. But you can't be on the other side of here. I got these expectations. Well, you can do what you want.
Right.
And everything. Sexy Red Bone 28 called me a hater. Why you call me a
Why she call you a hater? What you do?
I don't know what I do. Obviously, I struck a nerve somewhere. I don't know.
Line lay love, I try to bargain shop. But sometimes the bargains don't look as good. the bargain bin don't have what the other bin have. And I be wanting the other bin. So, yeah, I try to bargain shop. I try.
Yeah, and I mean, it's something called quality.
Right.
It's something called quality. But again, let's step out of it in regards to the actual products. Like you got this exotic car and somebody got a affordable car. Let's get out of that. Because like I said, again, that's still going back to the money. We're going back to the behavior. Because you can sit there and bargain shop and be a fool in the damn bargain shop.
I think that is part of the behavior though, because if I'm not disciplined enough to know that I really can't afford this, or like you said, the exotic car, like we just talked about, people know who they are. They know what they can and can't do. Well, I don't have the discipline to say, no, I ain't gonna get that. I got discipline to say, I'm gonna get it and figure out the rest later.
Check it out. But I could buy 10 of the damn bargain products that still cost more than if I buy 2 of the damn expensive ones.
Okay.
Because because I want it. But that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, if you know you have an issue with something, take it out your hands. Sexy Redbone put in talking about the weight loss surgery. Oh hell, I wouldn't even think about it. God.
That was just a generalization.
A
generalization, an example of being disciplined about things, having expectations and not doing the work, basically.
Boy, boy, you be over here like, where that come from? But what's nah, man? But all seriousness, like that's why I think a lot of people need to focus on. That's why I do want to impart on everybody. But even when we start getting educated, talking to people, getting the right people around us, and listening to good counsel. The last step I think, which is most important, learn how to make adjustment with your life changes, because you're gonna you may increase in income, may decrease, you may have ailments, family members of this, that, and that come along. So you got to be able to pivot and adjust with everything, and that's what people do. I think that I think I'm a very, very disciplined person. I get up, go work out, do my job, do this, that, and that, and everything. And I think that's one of the key components of anybody that's self-employed, to be able to do it. But I still got my vices. You know what I'm saying? I still got my vices, and everything to do that. One problem I had a couple years ago was social media. So I had to just kind of, have my little Google bell go off. Hey, 10 o'clock, do your 30-minute social media break.
Okay.
Do your little this, that, and that, and everything like that. Because I want to know what was going on, but for me to stay focused, especially like now in tax season, I can't, because, you can be on the on a story or a reel or something like that. You can catch 3 or 4 2 or 3 minute videos. Hell, you don't spend. Exactly.
I did a thing. This is something about discipline. Yesterday, I wrote down everything I did for the day. And how I tried to remember, like when I got on social media, I wrote it down, whatever.
Gotcha.
And that's because it was a book I read. It was a guy said, you know how much time you spend on social media. You really need to look at that, because you actually don't think you do, but you actually do. Every time you pick up that phone, you go on social media, that's time spent and wasting on that when you could be doing other things. And there's a lot of times I pick up the phone thinking to do something else and go social media. And I was on social media a lot yesterday. Yeah. And I didn't even think, like, I be, I work from home, so I'll be sitting at home. I take my break, smoke break. I'm going to take a smoke break at home. I don't care if I'm at home or not. I take my smoke break and I pick up the phone. Or I'm doing something else. I'm typing something, sending over some forms, and waiting on the response, and I pick up the phone. So, yeah, I got to get that a little bit under control.
Well, to the point where that, most phone operating systems, just your cell phones, even that the social media platforms, will give you a breakdown how much time you spent on each app and everything like that, just to help you give you an idea. But you'd be amazed how much, I don't necessarily say you're wasting, but I don't know if you're helping yourself. You got other things to do in regards to that. But again, but what you can have cap times on the app, for cut off this, that, and that. Those particular things. I had my baby boy. I got a little family lock thing on his phone. After a certain time, it cut off. Because I know he can sit down and be.
Right.
Will, you got your homework done? Yeah, Dad. In his mind, he gonna get to it, but he's not paying attention. That hey, time steady going while he flicking and flicking and flicking.
Before you know it,
2 or 3 hours done passed.
Yeah.
So no, just let it cut off. And there's nothing wrong with having things in place, like automatic messages, drafts, restrictive accounts. There's nothing wrong with it. You feel like, okay, you can't do it on your own. It's something wrong with trying to continue the same behavior and you're not making any changes. A smart person will be fully aware of things they can and can't do. And what you about to say?
Go ahead, I'm gonna get to this conversation.
And people that probably aren't the most wisest would just think it's just a snap, crackle, pop. If that was the deal, everybody, no one would have been in a bad position on purpose.
That's true. Nobody wakes up there and say, you know what, I'm finna blow it all.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. Like, I don't think they try to put themselves in a bad position. But Lion Lady Love, you're welcome about the mayor. A mayor of Chicago, I told her something about. You're welcome about that.
Okay.
Forever Blooming Love says money can be an awesome tool in some hands, and I guess
that's
money could be an awesome tool in the right hands and detrimental in others. Discipline and intent are key. Thanks for the discussion. Great information.
Okay, you're quite welcome. I appreciate you tuning in. What time we starting tonight, Lab?
Actually, we've been on for an hour, but
okay.
we're right at 59 minutes and 54 seconds.
Well, listen, with that said, guys, that was our great discussion. We were talking about that, guys, and again, take advantage of all the different things with the Google timers, the clocks, the calendars, a lot of these set reminders you can have to put things in place to help you. Most banks got stops and goals and releases with your accounts. Take advantage of technology. Take advantage of technology. With that said, guys, Mr. Short Dollar. Once we get to the end of the show, I open the floor up. So if you got any kind of financial questions, business questions, things like that, the floor is open. You can even, call in, put it in the chat wherever you're looking at. The number 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. So the floor is open. You got any questions or anything like that? I'm all yours.
Grants, any of that
Yeah,
stuff.
Mr. Short Dollar, not Mr. Cheap Dollar. You call tomorrow, you gotta, pay to talk.
Right.
You got me for free now.
Time is valuable.
You got me for free, especially this time of year. Shit,
Right.
I can't talk to nobody. So, you got me now. Anybody have anything?
Nah, I'm on YouTube. I don't see nothing. Nothing on Facebook, Instagram, nothing.
Guess everybody know everything.
Yeah, guess so.
Guess everybody
But
got
now-
everybody got all the money.
Until next Thursday.
Get them call. Hey, brother, man, look at your show. See you on YouTube, man. Appreciate what you do in the community. But I got about 5 or 6 questions I need to run by.
What? 5 or 6?
Order a little. No, we can't do that.
She's forever blooming. Love says, taking on new clients. Are you taking on new clients?
Yeah. We're always taking on new clients.
Okay.
You can I would always advise people. I can give you the numbers to the office, but I always, my company is Majestic Business Services, which you can be found at www.majesticbiz.com. The office number is 678-740-9894. To make it simple and easy on everybody, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. You can Google it, Mr. Short Dollar, and they'll take you to the YouTube channel. In the description section of every video, over 600 videos, you have all the links to all our business, social media, and phone numbers in every video. Every YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all the links for everything is in the description section of the videos. So you better find that on there. So I will always advise people go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube or Mr. Short Dollar. Just Google it. It'll populate up. Whatever video comes up, look in the description section. You'll see all our points of contact.
Lon Layla Dewan is busy being a community activist. He is too busy to do this right now, so we're going to have to circle back around to that.
Tell you, the one, all it take. Boy, that's the one, boy.
Right.
Oh, yeesh. I talked to him Saturday.
You did?
Yeah, I talked to him Saturday.
I
I had to get some information and stuff, and dealing with what he dealing with the city and stuff and everything. Man, boy, the ladies love the one. God. Oh, I gotta be second fiddle. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Where Didi, how you doing? Where Didi? We appreciate you passing through.
Appreciate you
That's
coming
it.
in. Well, listen, guys. Again, make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. You Google Mr. Short Dollar. Take advantage of all the great information that we have on the YouTube channel covering finance, entrepreneurship, investing, and real estate. Also, we have the grant playlist with over $150 grant opportunities coming in. And also, guys, look, if you need a good tax accountant and everything, I'm 20 years in the game. Check out my company, Majestic Business Services. Again, you can Google Majestic Business Services. Either thing, Google Mr. Short Dollar. Look at the videos. All the points of contact are there. Everything's there and stuff like that. Make life real simple for everybody. But listen, guys, I want to tell you guys from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everybody tuned in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Love you guys. Be safe and talk with you soon.
Okay, no applause today.
Yeah.
All right.